Guys, as before, we need to create a second episode because 1 hour is maybe a bit too long. So 30 minutes, first episode with Linus. And this is our second episode. I hope that you will like it as the first one.
But going back to recruitment, I want to play a game.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
We talked about
what is the price?
but you mentioned what you were wearing and Jordan was wearing and what I'm wearing, kind of different
exactly different
kind of tonalities and formalities. Which one would you prefer in an interview, given the type of jobs you look for?
Myself.
I wouldn't.
And what would you change?
Yeah, I have chinos, chukka boots, and this is some kind of not Western safari shirt, safari military shirt.
Yeah.
And I think it's not proper for accountant interview. I would wear something like you, Linus. So you have a smart casual outfit, corduroy trousers, Chelsea boots. Checkered jacket and the denim shirt without a tie. I mean, that would be better, but I think it's still too much. And Jordan's, you come from art, so you have more like some kind of navy suit with a.
It's a blazer.
It's a blazer with a sweater. Everything is navy, monochromatic, black loafers, and it would be an interview for some kind of creative work.
Yeah, probably it would work in that regard. Yeah.
That not the color speaks, but more the fit.
Yeah. I would say that also the way I represent myself. I have some beard, I have my curly hair, I'm wearing rings and so on. So I would say I don't realize that, but because I don't really look at myself like this, I don't realize what I
But taking off the rings and putting a blue shirt, and you can work in a bank.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
likely.
and you could definitely interview for a C-level position with any company. You would fit right in.
Okay.
And with or without a tie. And I think that light blue shirt is a very good suggestion, because if you would put on a crisp white shirt, might come across as too much, because it creates that sharp contrast and it looks very more formal, even though it might be you have the collar open and all of that. But with that light blue, there's less of a contrast. It kind of fits right in.
Color sends a message. The sharpness of the color or the something a bit more soft, the softness of the tone on tone, even if it's a light blue, also send a message because we are triggered by colors. So if you come with something red, of course you will probably give another tone in the interview than if you are coming with kind of light and toned down colors, if we were to think about those aspects.
I mean, you brought up the menswear uniform, and I guess this audience would know what the menswear uniform means.
It's just odd jacket.
Typically
different color.
A navy odd jacket, gray trousers,
exactly.
White or light blue shirt, solid or striped, then with or without a tie. But if let's say you go with a light blue shirt without a tie, with the classical menswear uniform, you're hardly wrong in any kind of setting.
But if you wear flare trousers, then it's maybe too much.
As long as you stay seated, maybe no one will see you. No, but it's it's super important, and all those things that we're mentioning and talking about, and some people might think, it's not interesting, or they're really too much into the details. Well, to those people, it's probably before they try to get a job, and then they realize, all right, might be interesting to see what people think about me, because it's a matter of gaining control over your life. If you get control over what you are wearing and the message that you are sending, you get back control over your existence. So first of all, I wouldn't say that's just a detail to get control over your life. That's the first point. And earlier on, you were talking about those guys that consider that wearing a suit is a uniform and it's an obligation. And you were comparing that also with women that likes to play on the other way around with what they are wearing. And I would say that's also a matter of how you tackle life. Are you suffering life, or are you happy with your life? And are you trying to modify things and take them in the right way? All right, if you have to wear a uniform, you are not in a prison. So you are making yourself in a prison. You have to wear a more formal garments, then try to take pleasure into it and try to make it more yourself. And it can be because you are geeking about the details that makes it quality, or because you are finding something that makes you look very cool, or because it's a reference, it's an heritage from your family, or it's an heritage the way your grandfather was dressing, your father was dressing, the way your mother likes this actor that was dressing like this. It can refer to something that is meaningful to you one way or another and can transmit something. So I would say wake up in a certain way. Those things are more important than they look, and it's more important than it seems, the way you dress up, because if you take that in hand, you will take so many other things in your hands. What your ambitions in life, and it starts with this. We were saying it starts by waking up in the morning, going to work. Yes and no. I mean, of course, it's not as that's the beginner's model. But then, what is important is that you assess your ambitions, and it starts by getting control over certain things, the way you dress, the people that you are with. Those are those people sending you good reaction to what you are doing, to your ambitions, to the way you want to show yourself and what you want to do with your life. Life is about creating things.
This is interesting. Sorry, Jordan. But your colleagues at work, do they dress like you?
Short answer, no.
No. Do they ask you for some tips, for example, how to dress?
Yeah, that they might do. Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah. Sorry.
No, so just to comment on whether they dress like me. So I would typically stand out in that context. Maybe not extremely, but I would be kind of in one end of the spectrum.
Do they know about your Instagram profile?
I typically keep a low profile with that. I never discuss it at work, because I feel that's a kind of a passion project on the side. It has nothing to do with my actual work. Yeah. So no, I hardly discuss it at all.
Okay, but did they found you, for example, on Instagram, or? How
I guess some do and some ask
and how is it to be a menswear influencer or like menswear enthusiast in a country that like people wear black and like puffer jackets exactly.
Yeah, I guess from my perspective, going back to the whole reason I started my account, it was just to document what I was wearing for work every day. Yeah. And that's what I'm still doing. So it's very genuine, authentic. This is just me, the way I prefer to dress.
You still take pleasure in documenting every day? It's still the same? How does it feel after this time? How it evolved also, your feeling about this?
I mean, do I feel pleasure of documenting it? Maybe not so much, but if going back to the reason I do it, if that can help someone else to understand how to dress and feel comfortable in dressing well, at the end of the day, it's all worth it.
Do you feel because it's how to say that it can become redundant. I have also had this feeling sometimes when you almost feel that it's an obligation. So you get your dopamine in another way, and it was interesting for me to know how you get your dopamine, because you get some message of people, I guess, that telling you, oh well, that was this outfit showed me something, or I learned something through this.
Yeah, and I think that's to me, I'm not in it for the likes and the kind of patting the back or what have you.
Yeah.
But those messages, when someone reaches out to me from wherever in the world and say, hey, I've not really felt comfortable in dressing, and I have not understood how to do it, but I found you, and now I check your account every morning, and I find it inspirational, and it helps me getting dressed.
Oh, that's nice.
That's fantastic. And that's really what gives me joy.
Yeah, but that's beautiful. And I would say that that's also what I find that the influencer, or so-called influencers that have an actual foot in reality, that are working, are way more interesting, because first of all, they have an experience to tell from their actual real life.
Yeah.
And they are more oriented like you. They want to bring something to the table. It's not only to show yourself. You want to bring something that you love. And you want to share also this passion.
Yeah.
I wanted to dig more about your son, because you said that he's not interested in menswear, because like
we're gonna force him.
But yeah. If you're listening to
exactly.
us, you're forcing.
What is wrong with you? You need to wear a suit.
No, it's interesting because I'm from Poland, yeah, of course, and we had socialism, and people didn't have opportunity to dress well. After the Second World War, up to like maybe even like 90s. And now I see that a lot of young people want to dress up. They want to go towards like more those classic stuff, because we didn't have it. But you said that your son, he's 21, he's not interested. But do you see like maybe his friends or someone is more interested in classic menswear? Are you guys talking about it even? Is he even asking you about maybe, oh dad, what I should wear on this interview? What's your take on it?
Oh yeah, he could definitely ask me, and same with my other son. But they don't really share that interest for classic menswear. I don't see them stealing my suits or shoes, but
maybe one day.
Maybe one day, but more so maybe knitwear and stuff that.
You know, my girlfriend, she's actually stealing my stuff. my jackets.
Take it as a compliment.
Typical.
But I mean. Merino sweaters, cashmere sweaters, of course, that's something that works fairly well with also like 20-year-olds. So, but I don't really see many of them, at least, dressing up in a suit. There are exceptions, though. My oldest son's, one of his friends is actually very much into classic menswear, which is kind of cool to see.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I wasn't at that point, I think, at the same age.
Me neither. No.
I don't think either, to be honest. But also it's the environment. Your environment. I mean, I have had my moments of glory wearing suits in places where you shouldn't wear suits. But I would say that it's a bit silly at some point to force to your environment things that makes you feel just out of place. And the younger you are, the more it's silly. You cannot open all the front at the same time. You're already trying to understand yourself, place yourself in life and society. If you add the suit or the two classic outfit, then you'll just be left on the side of the road, and when everyone is making his life. So probably it has an influence, and maybe they will get back to it later, I would say, because with a father like you that is has a real passion to something, then it's something that somehow is transmitted, and maybe it's not going to be in dressing, but it's going to be in their eye and their sensibility to this. So
yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
But I think one thing you touch upon, I think, going back to recruitment and interviews, a really important aspect again is that feeling comfortable, feeling confident that this is you and this is how I want to be seen. This is natural to me. If I walk into an interview in a suit, I bought a new suit, I'm not comfortable at all in wearing this, but I'm supposed to, that will come across very clearly in the interview. And I'd rather see someone getting in like with a polo shirt and jeans and be totally confident than getting in with an ill-fitting suit and not really feeling comfortable at all.
Have you felt uncomfortable wearing some garments? Are you still affected sometimes by this?
Not really from that point of view, but like going back to fitting in and balancing levels and with the setting. Like we talked about, you talked about denim shirts is a great way of kind of dressing down, let's say what you're wearing with the denim shirt.
Work perfectly.
Kind of informal, casual elegance kind of thing. But would I wear this denim shirt to an interview or a first business meeting? Probably wouldn't. Why? Because a one-piece collar button-down denim shirt is not kind of what people normally see. So to most people,
but it's still like a lot of people wear jeans on interviews.
No, absolutely, but they just that collar roll looks a bit off to someone that is not but interested in menswear.
But I think
you're
that
interested,
people wouldn't notice it even.
But you have, I mean, I've had situations where someone said, okay, so your shirt is wrinkly here.
Or your jacket or a suit, spalla camicia.
Or a jacket, because they just don't know better.
Or your button-down shirt is like unbuttoned at the collar.
So you need to keep that in mind sometimes. So I would maybe feel uncomfortable getting into a setting where I know people wouldn't understand the things that I actually do appreciate extra. But to them, it's just kind of a bit off.
But so because
so I need to adjust.
I would imagine that Swedish people wouldn't be so keen on pointing something at you.
No, so they probably wouldn't say it explicitly.
Okay.
But
just
they might.
They imply it nonetheless.
Or they just make notice and don't say anything and have an opinion, like mentally.
It seems more typical to have an opinion, and we'll see.
So you're getting into the Swedish mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but I mean, it gives a lot of freedom, this mentality, to be honest, because they won't say right away something. So it means that in a certain way, they keep thinking about it and they give you another chance to show something else of yourself. So I would say it's quite a good culture in that regard. And nonetheless, people still tone down and they don't really use it. But that's why it's a very generous country when you're coming from another culture, because people won't necessarily judge you too bad because you are a bit odd, and they might even be the other way around interested because of this. So.
But it's very different in small towns. Yeah, but I guess like everywhere.
Yeah, like everywhere. But I've been in a lot of small towns, and I've been the typical French there, and people were like, well, they find it cool actually. They find it. They were quite welcoming. They are super laid back, say, compared to Stockholm. But you are working in Stockholm right now, are you?
So I'm based in Stockholm. I worked with Sweden and the Nordics as my arena, but I'm based in Stockholm. Yeah.
Okay. And so other countries in the Nordics, do you have a stronger reaction there? How is the setting compared to Sweden when it comes to dressing?
So I guess with the differences between the countries in the Nordics, it's in terms of dressing, just like it is with like cultural expressions in general, you have nuances. But if you compare, let's say, France to any of the Nordic countries, you might find more similarities in the Nordics.
Okay.
But you also have differences.
Would you feel that, I don't know, some Norwegian are dressing up, are more likely to dress up or dress down, or Danish? Or
I'd say if you look at Norway, now I wouldn't be the expert on Norway, I should say that, so I apologize to anyone
Guys,
from Norway.
I never seen a Norwegian influencer, menswear influencer.
But you have a menswear scene there as well, and you have some pretty good stores, and so there is an interest and there is a community. It might not be as big if you look at like the menswear. If you talk influences and stuff like that, you have Sweden is very strong,
and Denmark.
Denmark is strong as well, but I'd say Nordic, probably Sweden is the most dominant.
Exactly.
But then
a lot of big profiles.
But you have a bit of that in Finland, you have a bit of that in Denmark, and you have a bit in Norway as well.
I mean, I guess Poland is also a bit strong.
Absolutely,
in menswear.
I look just at the Nordics, but definitely, Poland, and I guess that's a surprise maybe to some people that are not that much into the menswear community. Would be surprised when you say that. This is actually from Poland,
because we have a lot of contrast. A lot of people are dressing like in streetwear and menswear. So because in Stockholm you can see regular guys in suits, in jackets, in loafers. But in Poland, loafers, pretty suits, nice dressed, it's just menswear dudes.
Same in France. I would say in France you won't see people really dressing up. People kind of dress down. But it's what we mentioned on other podcasts. It's the environment as well, because there's you want to fit in or you want to show off a bit, but when showing off puts a target on your forehead, then it's not worth it. And I would say that when you are living in countries that are a bit more rough, dressing up will just show you like he's a wealthy person, because there's also this thing. We are talking a lot about people and young people being interested in menswear, and it's nice because they want to dress up, but there's a lot of people that assume that wanting to dress up or just to wear a jacket means that you are a finance guy, that you want to rip off people's money and things like this. So there's also this idea is evolving. So we need to I would say it's important to remind people that dressing is about sending a message, but it's also about sending a positive message. It's about spreading positivity, and that I would say can be also a way to educate yourself and to position yourself towards the other. Try to send something that is positive at the end of the day. That's why also maybe people don't want to stand out too much. They don't want to send a negative message. They don't want to lower the others, which is commendable, to be honest. But you can do it in a positive way.
Guys, we have regularly we share some recommendations at the end of the podcast.
Oh yeah, start, because I need to find mine.
No, but I thought that maybe Linus, you can recommend what are your favorite brands in menswear right now.
Oh wow!
Do you have something that you're just I don't know, saving money to buy something cool, or maybe you wanna order something, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think in terms of brands, I very much enjoy kind of the and also given my kind of platform with Instagram, I enjoy the chance of making some of these smaller entrepreneurial, very craftsmanship brands heard on a very tough global arena. So I have some brands that I really do enjoy that might not be very well known, and you talked about Poland being strong. You have, for instance, some strong Polish brands that to me stand out, with like Proszetka we talked about already, with Hersey as well. Sartolane you mentioned, but also on Asian brands that are really strong. Like,
what is your next piece and your dream piece? They might be different.
Yeah, I'm currently planning to add some pieces for the spring from Colaro.
Very nice brand.
Absolutely, yeah. They I think they have a very nice aesthetic and quality in what they're doing. In terms of quality, I should probably mention my latest addition on the trousers end, actually ready to wear. Kit Blake trousers.
Yeah, English, no?
Yeah. Really good quality-wise, and a fit that I haven't really found in any other ready-to-wear brands. Really impressive.
Very interesting. And some kind of dream piece, something that you say, well, I'm gonna save a bit for this one.
A Rubinacci suit.
Is that yours?
No.
You'll tell after.
I don't know. I have to think about that one.
That's nice that you don't have to. You already have everything that you want.
No, but I think that touch-up is about an important thing, and that's like building your wardrobe over time and doing it with consciously. You think about what you want to add, what makes sense, how you want to wear it, and how you would combine it. Then I think we've all made mistakes of going for that really cool piece.
We remember them more than our victories.
Red shoes,
but then
I'm not talking about my Zara suit anymore. Stop looking at me.
But at the end of the day, it's about like working with pieces that are wearable and versatile.
We don't have we need to have those Balenciaga sneakers.
No.
I
wouldn't put all my money in this for all the money in the world.
My piece would be Cordovan shoes.
Yeah, that's
own
true.
some pair in Cordovan.
Yeah, I have a really nice pair of Cordovan boots from Carmina.
Nice.
That I really enjoy, and as you know, they get better with time as well.
They're more comfortable.
Age very well.
Me, I would say it's Jacques Marimage pair of shades.
You can go to Turkey. They have copies.
No.
I'm kidding.
Impossible to have a copy. I want my Zephyrin model for so long.
But you know that at Östermalm, every second guy wears Jacques Marimage.
Yeah, but I'm not hanging out there, so I'm not disgusted by it. So it's all right. I just want mine.
Yeah, they are very pretty.
They are extremely pretty. It's but for all we are talking about, it's craftsmanship work, and it's something that you keep forever. So that's longevity that we love. All right.
I think that's a wrap, actually.
Yeah.
2 episodes.
Yeah, very nice, and it was super nice to have you, Linus, and to have your input on those things. I would say it's super valuable because it says a lot about all the subjects that we have been discussing and how important they are actually compared to what we might think. It's not that shallow and superficial. It's quite interesting and deep. The other way around.
At an interview, you should be speaking. Not the clothes.
Exactly. Yeah. Well summarized.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
good.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Linus. Very nice.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Ciao.